It's really nice to finally meet you in person.
Thanks.
So talk to me. What brings you here today?
Excuse me. I'm having a really hard time with my mom. She is so controlling that it's stressing me out and creating problems even in my other relationships. Like my boyfriend, why is everyone calling me all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a little suffocating right now.
I understand.
But I'm her only child,
Oh, I definitely understand that. So you saying that you're having a really hard time with that. So why do you think she's acting like that? What is your thought of she's always wanting to be with you and things like that?
Yeah, I think that my mom is alone and she is a control freak, and I don't mean it in a bad way, but my mom has always, and she had to be like that. My dad left at a really young age, so she had to be in charge of everything. And now that I don't live with her, I have my own life. I think that she kind of wants to have some sort of control, and how she does that is by irritating me, by calling me every day, once an hour, like the 8 hours I'm at work, I get 8 phone calls from her. And then, sometimes I want alone time with my boyfriend, and my mom just shows up to my house. And I can't tell her to leave. It's my mom, and she has nobody else.
I understand, definitely. So, how does that make you feel when she's calling you on the hour and every hour?
Well, like a child first. Because I remember when I was 16. Okay, yeah, Mom, I'm out at 9:30. You are calling me. Where am I? Better get my butt home. I get that. But I'm 28 and live with my boyfriend. I'm successful. I pay all my own bills. I feel like I deserve for her to back off a little bit. Like, she's done her job. Now let me go, live my life out. And I want her close. I do love my mom. She's one of my best friends, but it needs to be it just needs to be better.
Okay. I heard you say several things. One of them where she's like your best friend and you moved out. How long ago did you move out?
I moved out like a year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
Prior to you moving out, what was your relationship like as far as your routine, seeing her,
I
talking
mean,
to her?
we were like roommates. I mean, that she's my mom, but I was still in college, and my boyfriend would be allowed to come over, and we would have dinner at the house with her, and we'd watch TV together, all of us, and my mom would go to bed, and then I would go to bed, my boyfriend would leave, so it worked. It was, we were together a lot. But I thought that once I moved out, she would know that it wasn't going to continue to be like that, because, I moved out and I'm spending time with my boyfriend and I'm trying to create my own life outside of just us.
I definitely understand. How often would you say you see her now?
I see my mom at least 3 times a week, because she stops by 3 times a week. Unannounced.
Well, let me ask you, if she wasn't the one stopping by, how often would you say that you would see her?
I would definitely, if I didn't, I can't go a week without seeing her, I would go over, but she never allows me to do that, it's just, yeah.
And have you ever tried expressing this to her, or?
I said it once to her, but not exactly in those words. I try to be like, hey mom, maybe we can plan it out before you come over or something like that. And I don't want to ever hurt my mom's feelings, but I think that I just have to create some lines and boundaries for my mom. Because my boyfriend deserves to, have his own place and walk around in his underwear if he wants to. And right now we never know when she's gonna pop up.
And in life that can be kind of like that when someone experiences something traumatic and they can probably start becoming clingy to the person that they still have available. I realize in the course of you explaining to me the relationship with your mom and everything, you mentioned that your dad died and that you're an only child. At what age did your father die?
I was 6 or 7. Yeah.
I don't think that you would remember the pattern in which she changed as far as being, as you described, controlling and, you know.
Yeah.
What age would you think that, at what point did you actually realize that it started?
Well, I mean, it definitely hit me when I was a teenager, but I saw the change the minute my dad, wasn't a part of our life anymore, because my dad was our leader, and even at 7, I knew everything that he did for us and how our house revolved around my dad, and my dad would come home, we would have dinner out together, things like that, and it changed, and I think I think my mom felt like she probably had to step up to the plate and become that. But in high school, man, it was like an overall, like I was like, Mom.
What were your feelings in high school about it?
Of course, I was a teenager. I was like, Mom, you need to like stop being so controlling, stuff like that. And I think she took it just as, you're a teenager. Of course, you want freedom. You don't deserve it. But I think that if I would have been more mature in high school, I would have noticed that those were habits that she was creating that were unhealthy. Because now I don't feel like they're healthy. I don't feel like it's healthy for her to call me 8 times during my 7-hour shift at work. Come on.
Do you think that you feel like that because you have a boyfriend now and you guys are actually living together, that it's kind of unhealthy, since you're saying that you didn't really realize it before? Is it something that he's complaining about? And
I mean, he definitely has complained about it, and I always tell him that's my mom. But I think that it's definitely because I'm in a relationship. Because before I would have been giving her all my time, but now I have somebody that I want to share that with, who's my boyfriend, and I want to experience things with him and go away and travel and things like that. And before that would have been my mom, I think,
So when she's calling you as much and popping up and stopping by, what are your reactions to these, when she does these things?
Sometimes I'm snippy with her and I'm rude because I get agitated. And then she's like, she'll say, like, why are you treating me this way? And then I feel horrible because I do get snippy with her. I do.
Well, I see that you use the word snippy and rude. When you react like that towards her, like, do you think that it makes the situation better? Does it make it worse? How does it impact?
I think it makes it worse, sure, because then she gets upset and I'm upset, and then I have to like pick up the phone and call her and be like, I'm sorry that I spoke to you like that, and I think it definitely makes it worse.
So what do you think is another way of expressing to her that, you kind of need the space, and popping up, kind of irritates you and, makes you, is what's causing you to be snippy and rude with her?
I think that if maybe like, I think that maybe just working something out with her, like maybe creating a plan where I can know, like, okay, Mom, these are the days that you can come over. And so I'm expecting you, and I know it, and I plan for it. My boyfriend knows that you're coming over on Tuesdays. Like, maybe doing that instead of just popping up, because that's maybe we want to do something romantic. But then my mom's at the door talking about Taco Tuesday, and I'm like, Mom. So, I don't know. So, like, maybe that could be like a conversation, like, hey, Mom, like, why don't we set up something weekly where we see each other every week?
Well, what about you? Do you ever miss, doing things with her randomly, and her not having to, pursue you to make them?
I do. I mean, I wish she would let me like pick up the phone and be like, hey, Mom, like, there's a sale at Nordstrom's, let's go. But I never had that opportunity because she usually beats me to it. Like, and then the little time where I don't like saying no to her, so I say yes to everything that she wants. then my boyfriend gets upset. It's like I just don't feel like this is working out.
Do you think that she feels that if she doesn't, come to you and like initiate things, that you might go too long and she doesn't hear from you because you have a boyfriend and she's probably afraid that you forget to do something with her, or she won't see you for a week? Do you think she kind of feels like that, or is there anything that might make her feel like that?
I never really thought about it like that, but I mean, I can see how that that could be a fear for her.
I mean, she's been with you for a long time. She's lived with you for years, and up until a year ago, you were her best friend. You and your boyfriend were living with her. She had access to you, so she knew even if you went to work, she went to work. She'd come home and see you. But now, she's living in another home, and you're living in another home actually too with your boyfriend. She's alone. She doesn't know if you're home or not. She doesn't have the same access to you. So I'm thinking, is there a conversation that could be had, and just letting her know, like, Mom, I love you, but sometimes me and my boyfriend want to spend time together, and you're my mom, I love you, I'll never not make time for you. Do you what's the worst thing you feel like could happen if you had that conversation with her and let her know how you're feeling?
I think my biggest fear is that I'm gonna hurt her feelings. And I just don't want my mom to ever go through any more pain than she already has, and I don't want to be the cause of that. I think that's my fear. For me having this conversation with her, and for her to take it so personally and get her feelings hurt.
So I hear you using the word fear and being hurt again. I would say that leads back to when your father passed away. You saw her, go through that experience. Would you say that plays a part in why you allow her to continuously come unannounced, call you once an hour, and it like you enable these things instead of talking to her about it?
Yeah, it's painful. It was painful for her. It was painful for me. I can only imagine right now, like, she lost her best friend and her everything, and I just remember that my mom would cry for like hours. I just never want for her to go through pain like that. And I think that if I had those conversations, she would feel hurt.
But how about if you were the one who initiated the calls first? Meaning, okay, she calls you usually at 7:30, and for one day you call her first, and she, you know what I mean? Like you beat her to calling you.
I could try that. That's a good idea.
Because maybe if she felt like you did it first, it'd be like,
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Maybe that'll make her be like, oh, she's on top of it. Like, she is calling me. Why am I fearing that she won't? Okay, I can try that.
So let's talk about your homework
Okay.
for this week, so that the next time we meet up, things that we can see what worked and what didn't. What do you think is one thing that you can do from now until our next session to start working towards getting the space that you
Yeah. Well, what I think the first step would be, it would be great for me to go ahead and do that, initiate me being the caller, So maybe that can create like a safe thing for her, where she's like, oh, my daughter will call me, like. So I think then that should be our starting point. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that. Another thing you said that if you would like to try, I believe would work, is creating the boundaries, meaning that can be you setting one day that she knows it's mother and daughter day, even if it's just for an hour, you stopping by and talking to her, just she knows that day you're gonna come. And just see how it works in your schedule. And when you come back next week, if you end up going there and she was like, it's not enough time, or things didn't go, then you can be like, okay, this is not gonna work, and we can just explore different options.
Okay.
And then when next time we meet up, we can talk about what changed once you initiated the call, and maybe you'll see a change in her and feeling like, okay, she's not always the one that's gonna reach out, and it could be that she's afraid that she's gonna lose you too.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
Okay, so my first one is I'm gonna initiate the phone call and try to make a safety net for her, and then the second one is that I'm going to brain just went. Like, oh my goodness.
See, you're going to actually set up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
date.
set boundaries and set up a schedule with her.
Yes.
So.
Okay, well, Rachel, I look forward to seeing you next session and figuring out what worked for you.
Okay, I'll see you. Thank you so much.
No problem.